People laugh at me when I speak English. What should I do? That's what we're going to focus on today. And I'm going to be teaching you ways to reduce that. But we're going to focus on pronunciation, everybody. We're going to focus on pronunciation because that could actually be the issue. And if you work on your pronunciation, perhaps people will not laugh at you as much, or you will feel so much more confident to speak in English. Okay. So hello there. Hello, Belle Rose. Hello, Shida Jalil. Hello, Usha. Right, I'm not there. Okay, good. Nurul Aizan, hi, good afternoon. Nur Hamizan, good afternoon. Nur Izzati, salam alaikum, alaikum salam. Okay, it was very clear, madam. Okay, thank you, Belle Rose. Okay, so the issue is people laugh at me when I speak English. What should I do? So I want you guys to settle in because there's a lot to cover today. You have pen and paper. You can even write your notes and summary in the comments so that everybody can see and then that you can also focus, okay? So we're going to look at pronunciation, and I'm going to give you some tips about how to use the dictionary. And are we going to use British or American? And what is a word stress and what's a syllable? So many things to cover. We're going to have a quiz at the end for you to try out whether you have improved your listening and perhaps you have improved your pronunciation as well, hopefully. Okay? All right. And Q&A at the end. If we have time, we'll do Q&A. Okay. Great. Walaikum salam, Arzwin. Hello, Nur Ashira. Okay. See to Zubaida. Okay, I can see everybody. Great. Okay, fantastic. Now, when people tell me that they laugh, people laugh at them when they speak English. Sometimes I will have to ask them, when? And they will go back to high school, those days back in high school or university. And because of that, they feel traumatized and they feel like they don't want to speak English anymore. So they'll tell me it's because of their accent, their pronunciation. And I don't know whether you guys have experienced that, or you or even you have laughed at people when they speak English. I don't know. But so I looked into this, and I think that one of the reason is because of it could be your pronunciation. That's why we're going to cover that today. All right. So do say, yeah, I do see, I can see you guys saying hello. All right, good. Okay. Now, I'm going to teach you as well, okay? In terms of pronunciation, what should we look at first? And the first aspect of I'm going to teach you today is called syllables, all right? Syllables. So I've got something for you. I've got something written for you to look at, all right? So syllables, what is it? What is it? For you to understand English and pronunciation, we're going to look at syllables first, all right? So syllables, it is a unit of sound. And in English, we have one word, like so, like look, good, girl. This is a one-syllable word. But a two-syllable word is under, so under, or teacher, or this word here, you can see it, person, person. So that's a two-syllable word. Now a three-syllable word is this word, understand, 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 right? Quarantine. And then this word, you can see it, dictionary, dictionary. So dictionary. So that's a three-syllable word. So a word can have one or two or three syllable or more. Sometimes there's more. And what I want to focus on today is actually called word stress. Word stress. Okay? So word stress, so syllable, you know now what it is. But what is a word stress? Okay. A word stress is when you say one of those syllables louder. That means you make your voice a bit louder, a bit higher pitched. So you go upwards a little bit. And then slower. Slower means more deliberate, more deliberate. And then in the dictionary, it is marked with this. This is just a primary stress. This is a stress mark in the dictionary. So that's two concepts just now, syllables and word stress. And this is the focus of today's class, okay? Word stress and syllables, right? This is a noun, C-O-N-D-U-C-T, All right. And this is a verb spelled exactly the same, Cunduct. All right. However, let's go back to word stress. In a noun like this, the stress falls on the first syllable. All right. So you try this at home, or you can repeat after me. So it would be conduct. So conduct. Do you see it? When I say conduct, I made my voice louder, higher pitched, and slow on that first stress. Conduct. All right. However, take a look at what happens when this word is a verb, is an action verb, action word. Conduct, but the stress falls on the second syllable. So it would be conduct. Conduct. Right? I hope you can see it, yeah? And then if you can look at this one, this is like the transcription in the library, in the dictionary, right? And you will see this mark here. This shows the stress. The stress falls on the first syllable. And then if you check the dictionary for verb, the stress would fall on the second syllable and it would be marked with this. That means the stress would fall on here. All right. Is that clear, everybody? Is that clear? Say it's clear, you understand. And if you don't, you can just rewind and watch this again. All right? So if there's a noun and there's a verb, you need to know which one to stress, first syllable or second syllable. So actually the clue is, if it's a noun, the stress is usually on the first syllable. If it's a verb, the stress is usually on the second syllable. All right. Okay. Hope that is clear. All right. Okay, good. Okay, good. Right. I'm looking at the comments. Okay. Right. So let's quick look at this now. I've given you a list of words here, and each word, it has the noun version, it has the verb version. This is where it gets tricky, but this is where you're going to learn from this, okay? Look at this word. You guys can read out loud, but because I've underlined it, that means this is the stress. All right? This is the stress. So you can read it with me. If it's a noun, it's conflict. Conflict. So I made the stress on the con. Say conflict. Okay, repeat after me. If you're at home, just repeat. All right? Okay. If it's a noun. However, when it's a verb, look at this one. What happens? The second syllable. So it's like this. Conflict. Conflict. Is it different? When you say it, is it different? Does it sound different to you? I mean, is there a distinction? Because this is where you want to work on. You want to work on your stress, and you want to stress on the right syllable. Okay, the correct one. Number 2, let's look at this word. This is a noun. So increase. Increase. Stress here. When it's a verb, it is increase. Increase. So I have to make this a bit faster and this a bit slower, more deliberate or higher pitched. Increase. This one, increase. Okay? So you guys can repeat after me. Even though I can't hear you, hopefully you're doing it. Okay? The third word is impact. Impact. So higher pitched. But if it's a verb, it's impact. Impact. Packed. Here. Stress here. All right? The fourth word is, if it's a noun, it's produce. Okay? Produce. Okay, so it's pro here. But if it's a verb, it's produce. Produce. So produce and produce. produce. So work on that one, guys. If that is difficult for you, work on this. Work on this. Especially when we're talking about a noun and a verb, it's got the same spelling, but the stress is different. So there are many, many examples that you can find online and you can practice. Okay? So noun and verb, the difference is that a noun, the stress would usually be on the first syllable, and the verb is the stress would usually fall on the second syllable. All right? Okay? Now, I am going to test you now. I'm going to test you if you're ready. Let me just take a look at the comments. Are you guys ready for a test already? Already we're like immediately test. Okay. The test consists of 4 words. Okay? 4 words. So Aisha, can you write these words? I'm going to spell it. Project. The second word is Record. The third word is Reject. And the fourth word is Transfer. Okay? I'm going to repeat those words again. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Right. So I'm going to test you whether you heard a noun or you heard a verb. All right? Did you hear a noun or did you hear a verb? All right. Now, let's take a look at these examples. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay. So the first word is Project. The first sentence I'm going to give you, okay? And you're going to guess. Is it a noun or is it a verb? Project. Is it a noun or a verb based on this sentence I'm going to give you? I now have time to begin my writing project. My writing project. Is it a noun or a verb? Okay, number 1. All right, number 1. Number 2. Is this a noun or a verb? The same word again. The same word. It's difficult to project funding needs so far into the future. It's difficult to project funding needs so far into the future. Did you guys hear that? Right? So Project. First one, was it a noun or a verb? The second one, was it a noun or a verb? Okay? Right. So the first one I said project. The second one I said project. Project, first one. Second one I said project. The answer is, I'm going to give you the answer straight away. First one is a noun and this one is a verb. Well done. All right. I hope you guys got it right. Correct. Yes, that means your listening skill has improved. And also you practice saying it. When I said it, when you listen, you can repeat after me so that you can hear the distinction as well. All right? We're done with the first word, Project. The second word now. The second word is Record. Okay, Record. The sentence is, so find out, is it a noun or a verb? I keep a record of everything. I keep a record of everything. Okay. All right. Number 2, be sure to record all your business expenditures. Okay, did you hear that? All right. So one is a noun, one is a verb. Let's do it again. First one, Record. I keep a record. Sorry, I keep a, it's very difficult. It's even difficult for me. I get tongue twisted. I get tongue twisted, yeah. So, okay, I keep a record of everything I buy. And number two is be sure to record all your business expenditures. It's not easy. It's not easy even for me. It's like, oh, to like figure out, okay, which one to stress and all of that. Especially when I'm looking it so close. So I've got to really focus. Right. So the answer is the first one is a noun and the second one is a verb. Did you get it right? If you did, yay, clap for yourselves. Live. Okay. So I see that some of you, yeah, I think most of you got it correct. Well, not all of you, but it's okay. Great try. So you need to work on this, on your listening skill. Okay. Okay. The third word is reject. Reject. Is it a noun or a verb? The shirt is cheap because it's a reject. The shirt is cheap because it's a reject. Is it a noun or a verb? Number two, same word, different stress. She had to reject the offer. She had to reject the offer. Okay, let's see. All right. So, reject, the shirt is cheap because it's a reject. And number two, she had to reject the offer. So I did it really fast just now. Sometimes it is about catching, was that a noun or a verb? But you can also guess the context. You can guess the context, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, so the answer is number one, it's a noun. And the second one is a verb. Okay, so, okay, I hope you got it right now. Yeah? Okay, good. All right, excellent. Okay. The last word is transfer. Transfer. We have a noun, we have a verb. All right, now, so I have to be very careful with this one. So this is the sentence, all right? We're currently dealing with the paperwork for your transfer. We're currently dealing with the paperwork for your transfer. Right? Sentence number two. I will transfer the money to you as soon as possible. I will transfer the money to you as soon as possible. Right. So the word is transfer. Which one's a noun? Which one's a verb? Okay. Did you guys get that? I'll do it again. We're currently dealing with the paperwork for your transfer. Number two, I will transfer the money to you as soon as possible. Okay. Right. I can see the answers. Excellent. Okay. So, yeah, again, the pattern is I said the noun first and then I said verb second. Okay. All right. So now that you saw that words can be a noun or a verb, same word, same spelling, it changes depending on the word stress. All right. So word stress, noun versus verb is different. The word stress is different. Okay. So you guys can work on that one. And if you found this quite difficult, don't worry. You can practice some more and I'll give you some more tips on how to look at these words in the dictionary. Okay. All right. So I'm now going to get you guys to do a bit of listening as well. All right. So Hold on, guys. Before that, this is how I did it. This is how I would do it. So it would look like this, right? So noun, project, and a verb, project. Noun here, record, and then this one, record. And then this one is a noun, reject, and then reject. And here, transfer, and then transfer. Okay? So you guys can do this if you want by comparing and then practicing at home. You can do that by looking at nouns and verbs, words with the same spelling but different stress, and then a different part of speech. It's a noun or a verb. You guys can do that. Okay? All right. Now, let's do another listening test. Now, what happens if it is a 3-syllable word? What happens if it's a 3-syllable word? For example, as you can see earlier on, words can have 1 syllable, 2 syllable, or 3 syllable or more, like these words. And I want you to hear the stress. And it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult if I tersasul or something, but we'll see if I can do it. Okay, that's a challenge. All right. I'm going to give you some words. I've got 10, but we'll see how much we can cover. Okay. So the word is, Aisha, can you type it down? Yeah, type the word, but they're going to guess where is the syllable. Is it the first, second, or third? Does the syllable fall in the first syllable, second syllable, or third syllable? So the word is secondary. So I'm gonna use my fingers, okay? Secondary. Okay? The answer is the syllable falls on the first syllable. The stress falls on the first syllable. Okay? Do you get it? Right? I'm gonna do more. Second word is professional, right? Professional. Okay? So for this word, professional, fair, it falls on the second syllable. All right? So you play around when you're not sure, you can always check the dictionary. And then you repeat what you hear from the dictionary, online dictionary. This word, this is a day of the week. Wednesday. This is actually 2 syllables, it's not 3. Wednesday, right? So it's when, the first syllable, right? The stress is on the first syllable. This is a difficult, quite a long word, and a lot of people sometimes, they might say it wrong, but the word is quite long. The word is pronunciation. Okay, pronunciation. That's actually five syllables there. And the stress falls on the A. Pronunciation. It's on the fourth syllable. Pronunciation. Okay, if you check the dictionary, you'll see the stress mark that I taught you, and you'll see another stress mark which falls on the none. So that means none is the second stress, right? You might be like, oh my God, there's so many stress there. Don't worry, this is all part of learning and enjoying the language and using your voice to sound more dynamic and more confident, okay? Pronunciation. This word is what we eat, okay? We eat with this when we want to get healthy, right? So it's vegetable, okay? Vegetable, right? The first syllable, okay? So you're testing yourself. You can hear this. The next word is restaurant. Restaurant. So rest, the first syllable. Restaurant. This word, this is what we hear in the news all the time. We hear this all the time. Okay, the word is pandemic. Pandemic. So where's the S? On the second syllable? Pandemic. Okay? And then this word, this is what we use. This is what I'm using right now. I'm actually using a laptop, but let's say I'm using something else. I'm using a computer. 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 So the pew is actually the one that's stressed out of all of that syllable, those syllables there. All right. So I hope that has, you've learned something new there, that there's stress there in words that has more than two syllables, 2 and 3 syllables, that each word it has a stress pattern. And in order for you to find out, work on your pronunciation, I want you guys to also test yourself whether your stress, the syllable stress, is correct. Okay, so you guys can test yourself, record yourself, don't give up, right? Don't give up, because it takes time to do this. It does. But if you want to work on your pronunciation, word stress should play a role in that. All right. Okay, so let me see if there are any questions or any comments so far. Are you guys clear? Okay, I can see your answers there. Very good. Okay, really, really good. So, because I want to move on to the next topic. The next topic is, I'm going to ask you now. Some students ask us as well, should they use the British or the American pronunciation? Well, just use what's naturally, it's either British or American, yes, in the dictionary, but it doesn't really matter which one you choose. There's no way, I can't tell you which one's more superior. It depends on which one you prefer. Okay. However, there are some words that are pronounced differently depending on whether you want to follow the British way or the American way, right? So these are some words that are pronounced differently in terms of British or American pronunciation. Can you guys see these words? All right. So I've listed 6 words here. So it's either the British way or the American way. It's up to you. But for this word, I use the American way of saying it. I say schedule, which is the American way, but the British way is schedule. Schedule. But I don't say that. I think my teachers might use that. I don't know. Okay. Number 2, this word. Let's do the British way first. Vitamin. Vitamin. But the Americans, vitamin. Vitamin. They're both correct. They're both correct, okay? The third word, okay? For the British, they might say herb. And then the Americans, silent H. So they might say herb. They might also say herb. But they have the R sound there. Okay? Let's look at some more words. Water. The British way, water, silent R. But the Americans, and I can't really say it because it's difficult for me, I'll try. Water. Water. I don't know, did I get it right? My American friends watching this, I don't know. Water. So their T is completely different and they have the R as well. Okay? Number 5, that word. British way, mobile. Mobile. But the Americans, mobile. Mobile. And then the 6th word there, that means it's away home, or away. So the British way, route. But the Americans, they might say route. They could also say route. Route or route. So it's up to you, which one do you want to use, British or the American pronunciation. There's no wrong or right, okay? They're both correct. They're both correct. Okay, so which one do you prefer, guys? If you love the American way, then do the American way. If you prefer the British way, do the British way. If you to do both, no problem. No one's gonna judge you. Okay? Right. Oof. Let me see. There's a question from Hazwan Azre. Can you please pronounce the word? Okay, that word. I would say I say thorough. Thorough. And I think that's the British way. Can I should just check? Thorough. But there's also another way, which is I don't want to mispronounce it because I'm not used to it saying that word, but thorough. I would choose something that's easier, and to me, thorough is easier than thorough. Okay? Right, so Ross Shazwani, schedule or schedule. See, let's do it again. It's either schedule or schedule. But to me, it's easier for me personally to say schedule. I prefer that one more. It's up to you. I love the British way. Okay, yeah, it's up to you. It's your preference. Okay, you choose which one you prefer. But it's fascinating to know that there are two ways to do it and you can choose which one you like. As long as you don't say it completely, totally wrong, that people misunderstand you, that's where the issue is, right? Okay. So that's the British American way. It's up to you. Right. So are there any questions? Okay. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, I actually have somebody asked me, is it WhatsApp or WhatsApp? Right? That application software that we're using, that app that we're using, the correct way is WhatsApp. But we do hear some Malaysians say, right, WhatsApp. But, if they want to say WhatsApp, it doesn't matter, right? We still understand, but the correct way is WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Okay? And all right. Okay. Nurul Aizan, is it okay to mix up both UK or US pronunciation in one sentence? Okay, that's a good question. To me, because we're not Americans, we're not British. So for us to use one or the other in just one sentence, I think it's fine. It's forgivable. It's normal. It's like the word either, right? Either, EITHER. So sometimes I say either, sometimes I say either, and one of them is American, one of them's British, but then sometimes British people use both, and it depends on which one they want to use. All right. So it's real life. It's what real life people do. Okay, that's a good question. Any other questions? To me, it's not a big deal. As long as you don't totally say the wrong thing and people don't understand you, it's fine. Okay? It's fine. All right. Any other questions before I move on? Oh, how to pronounce BEACH. You have to be very careful with this one because you don't want to offend people. So it's beach. You've got to make it longer. Your vowel has to be longer. So it's like, and try to glide if you can, glide with your voice. So beach, all right? Not the shortened form, which could offend people. Okay. Oh, okay. Aisha, I'm pretty sure my teachers in Manchester used to say schedule. I think that's why I pronounce it that way. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So your job is to list words, difficult words that you want to use in your daily life, in your professional life, and then repeat, imitate your role models until you're really happy with how you sound. And then use these words in your daily conversation, in your work life, until you feel really confident, and hopefully no one will laugh at you anymore. Okay? Nor Hamima, does it make any difference if we stress the syllables wrongly? Okay, that's a great question. I did read an article on that one. It's not what we call a major mistake. It's not, because sometimes, because second language learners make this mistake all the time, and the listener, their job, okay, it's not their job, but it's part of the process for the listener to interpret what you're saying based on context. It's not going to cause a major misunderstanding. People will still know you're using a noun or a verb because of the context. It's not like people are going to think, oh my gosh, did she just say a verb? Was that a noun? No, it's based on the whole thing. It's a whole thing. I'm just saying that if you want to practice to be more accurate and all of that, then maybe stress is something you can work on. Okay? Oh, Frida, what about plumber? It's silent B. Yes, it's a silent B, plumber. Plumber, flower, Flour, tepung, right? Flower. But I think Malaysians, we like to say flour. Okay? How to pronounce the word Gawise? Oh, there are words sometimes I don't know if I'm not familiar with it, so I don't want to try. I don't want to try with that one. Aisha, can you just check? Okay. How about the word tote bag? Totebag, tote bag. Tote. I think so. Yeah, that's how I'd say. I've never checked, but I believe that's how people say it. But if it's wrong, Aisha can double check. Aisha and Amna, they're down there. Okay. So there might be brands that you want to check because you're using brands or you don't know how to say it, like the word Milo. So for outsiders, it's Milo, Milo. But for Malaysians, we might say Milo, right? I drink Milo. But for outsiders, I might say Milo because Milo is also a name of a person. Okay? All right. So that's all in terms of pronunciation. I hope there are no more questions. If there are, I'm just going to go scroll through right now. Okay. All right. It's good. Okay. No more questions on that. Okay. So my final tips for you guys is use words that you're going to use in your daily life and your professional life. So I want you guys to practice to read out loud, make it a habit. And then when you don't know a word, stop or collect these words, check the online dictionary, press on the audio, the British way and the American way. And then because I just taught you the stress marker there, look at the syllable. Which stress? Where is the stress? Is it on the first syllable, second syllable, or the third syllable? All right. And then, of course, listen, repeat, and imitate your role model. I'm sure you have role models. The way they speak, they're very clear. They are, when they deliver, it's very energetic. It's really good to listen to. It's really pleasant to hear. You can repeat. You can listen and then imitate them and repeat the words that they use, and then store it in your memory so that you can use it in the future. Okay? And of course, please continue to learn with us, My English Matters. You know where to visit us, myenglishmatters.com. We send Thursday emails, we send weekly emails on English and communication. And so keep up with your learning. Okay, guys? Don't ever give up. All right. Let me read some more comments. How to say Nike, 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 right? I think it's Nike. I hope so. Yeah, Nike. Okay. How to pronounce Sachet? Sachet. Sachet. All right. So all of that you can just check. Now that you know what to do, you can just simply Google online dictionary and then check the pronunciation there. Okay, guys? Okay. So I'm going to do a question and answer session now. This is actually a question that was sent in by our Communicate with Confidence student, Tamima. So she asked this question. How do we address people, right? Do we call them Miss, Madam, Sis? Because sometimes online sellers call you Sis. Okay, now let's take a look at what we mean by online sellers call us sis. I think only in the local context, I think in Malaysia, I think that we call each other sis. If it's girl to girl, obviously sis. I think that's normal. It's like a culture now, but I haven't seen anyone outside of Malaysia using sis. And sis, funnily enough, is something that we used in when I was a lecturer and when I was a student at UIA. We call everybody sis. Okay, even we call our students sis and brother. Okay. All right. How do we call people who married or unmarried, madam or miss? Well, the polite way is if you don't know, we don't call them madam, you don't call them misses, just call them miss. But this is if you're formal with them. It's up to you. It depends on on how that person wants to be addressed. But normally in the Western culture, it's okay to go by first name. Whatever your age, whatever your status, it doesn't really matter. It's like if you are in the university with your professor, sometimes the person just says, just call me Jim, just call me Tim, John, just call me Mary. There's no need to call them professor, even though they are professor, they are doctors. It's a culture. It's a way of being really friendly with your students. That's how they do it over there. But you have to be careful. In our culture in Malaysia, some of us might like to be addressed as professor, doctor, datin, dato, and all of that. So it really depends on how polite you want to be with them, your relationship with them, and how they want to be addressed. So you've got to be very careful in that sense. But sometimes you also have, like, if you attend trainings, conducted by English language training, normally we call each other by first name. And in my own workshop, I get the students to write their label, name on a label on the table, and I tell them, what do you want me to call you? If you want me to call you by, your title, you're a doctor, then put a doctor there. If not, that's the name that you're going to put there on the table. That's the name I'm going to call you. All right. So it's up. I mean, I set the tone. It's up to them. I don't. It doesn't really matter to me, right? So students call me Madam Azima because that's my title. That's what I've been for many, many years, Madam Azima. But if they want to call me Azima, I'm all right too. And for Amna as well, it's all right for her. Students call her Madam Amna, Amna. It's up to, it's up to you. We don't mind. We don't mind. But your listener, we check back with your listener, with the person you're talking to. All right. So that all depends. What do you guys think? Do you want to be called by a certain title? Or have you ever made a mistake of calling a person madam when she's just a miss, right? When she's not married yet. Okay. So Amna pointed out Malaysian culture is more status conscious. Yeah, sometimes we are. We are. Sometimes it's about also respecting the elderly or respecting the title and all of that. It all comes into play. Okay. All right, let me see. Oh, Amna says, don't call me Kak, makes me feel old. Yeah. Oh, goodness, yes. Sometimes we're a bit sensitive. Sometimes as ladies, we might feel a bit sensitive when we have somebody who look like, you're the same age or look older than you, and then they call you Kak, right? I don't know. It's like an ego thing or we're sensitive. I don't know. All right. Or machi is the worst, of course. Right. Yes. Okay. Adiba, how to counter if I can't understand slang spoken by English speaker. So slang, you mean? Do you mean accent? Okay, there's the two different thing here. Slang, because Malay, how we understand slang is accent in English. Okay, if you can't understand, you've got to tell them to slow down. You'll have to tell them. Sometimes they don't know, and if you let them go on, they'll never know. So sometimes they do have to adapt to you, and you've got to help them by telling them, could you slow down, please? Could you repeat that? Or, pardon, did you just say, do you mean? You've got to have the courage to stop them sometimes. Okay, Adiba? So practice phrases on how to interrupt or how to ask them to repeat themselves. Okay. one, how to pronounce Heinz? Heinz. Is that the ketchup? I say it Heinz. The thing is, when it comes to brands, which doesn't come from America or UK, probably from a European country like IKEA, right? It's hard for us because we have to guess, and then we have to check and all of that. And if we make a mistake, I think it's okay. It's okay because it's a third language altogether. Okay. All right, let me see some more comments. Oh, in the hospital, Siti Zubaida, all the staff, the nurse, regardless age, we call them Kak. Oh, okay. That's a probably a sign of respect, right? Kak, Kak, or sis, probably. Is it because it's like, because nurse, sometimes we call them sis, I think? I'm not sure about that. Okay. Oh, that's a good one, Izati. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, she's talking about the can have the and then the. That's a good one. You guys can read her comments there, Izati. All right. Okay. So that's it, I guess, from me, Madam Azima. While I scroll through one more, if there's anything that I missed or I want to talk about. All right. So I've given you already the final tips, which is to listen, repeat, continue to learn, and of course, keep up with your learning and never give up. All right. So you guys already know, I want you guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to myenglishmatters.com to get weekly lessons from us. And if you've got any questions or suggestions on what we should teach next time, go to info@myenglishmatters.com. You can email us there. And if you become a subscriber, you get all the updates regarding our future workshop, our future classes, our future programs. Inshallah, only subscribers get the first notice. They will get all the updates. All right. Okay. So I guess that's it from me, Madam Azima, on behalf of the My English Matters team. Amna and Aisha, thank you so much for participating, and I hope this has been a beneficial lesson for all of you. So Ramadan Kareem to all my Muslim friends. I hope we have a blessed Ramadan, and to everybody, be safe. Let's continue to learn English. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.